The ESME Philippines is a free learning platform offered to Filipinos who are looking for a way to learn and build real employable skills that are in demand. Learn marketing, entrepreneurship, photography, culinary, advertising, videography, business operations, gardening, personal development, health and fitness, finance and accounting, music, and academics. Learn and share your skills today. Sign up now at esme.ph.
Poblacion is a lively place. It's really the right place for us to have our first Julian coffee spot in Manila. The inspiration behind this project is really to give skills and employment to people with disabilities, who are deaf-mute, and highly functioning people with autism. So the idea is really to give them fun and purpose. Coffee Spot is actually a very intimate shop. We are making a difference through coffee. We want to show people that the PWD are capable of working. If we provide them with skills, they actually do jobs excellently if we give them a chance. And what really matters most is the service from the heart. The niceness, the kindness. You know, we're very warm. People are always smiling. This is a place of love. Come and visit us at Julian Coffee Spot, 5936 Gloria Street in Poblacion. Like us in Facebook, Julian Coffee Spot, Julyan Coffee Spot, with Instagram and Facebook. Come and experience how our coffee shop speaks of so much love and our natural passion for our advocacy. See you soon.
Hi, good afternoon, guys.
Afternoon. Welcome to ESME Live webinar series. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday. My name is Jessica.
And my name is Cher, and we are the co-founders of ESME Philippines. It is an e-learning marketplace for professional Filipinos where you can build your relevant and in-demand skills.
So again, thank you for joining us today with our special episode. And please do like our Facebook page at ESME Philippines and do visit our website at www.esme.ph to get more updates for our upcoming courses.
Yes, and please feel free to share this webinar if you think your friends or your colleagues will be also interested with our topic for today.
Yeah, so we actually have a great topic today titled Doing Good is Good Business. I think we're going to discuss the importance of social entrepreneurship and why the country needs more social entrepreneurs. So, Cher, would you like to introduce our special guest?
Well, our special guest for today is someone very dear to our heart. Her name is Miss Rachel Harrison. She's a lover of art and supporter of artists of all mediums and all ages. She's a very passionate advocate and staunch champion for providing skills and employment for people with disabilities. Her son Julian, who lives with autism, is an example of how, given opportunity and support, people with different abilities are able to flourish and live happily and productively into our society that otherwise excludes them. So Miss Rachel is an architect by training. She is the founder of Samba Wood Resort, a boutique resort and social enterprise with the social aim of supporting skills training and employment for people with disabilities. Without no further much ado, Miss Rachel Harrison.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Cher.
Hi,
Thank
Miss
you
And
very
Rachel.
much for having me.
it's a pleasure having you, Miss Rachel. I hope you're doing great. So yeah, I think we should start with our questions lineup. I'm really excited to learn more about your perspective in entrepreneurship, like specifically social entrepreneurship. So I guess the first question is like, I think I haven't told you this before, but when I came home from Dubai and I decided to be an entrepreneur, you're one of my heroes. So, but the first question would
Wow.
is, what was your why when you started social entrepreneurship, or did it change from what's your why before and now?
Right. Okay. So I really started the journey 9 years ago, and this is because of my son Julian. So you're asking about the why? It's because there are not a lot of opportunities for people with disabilities, I believe, when it comes to work for employment. And Julian at the time, he's already 18, so there was no point for him to go to a special school. So we decided for him to have a purpose in life, to have something to do, and it started with him being a farmer. So our first journey as a social enterprise is to put up Julian's farm. And just for people who are familiar or not familiar with autism, it is actually a developmental disability, and particularly, it's a wide spectrum. But particularly for Julian, he has a difficulty with expressing himself. So it's more of communication and behavioral issues. So he's not very communicative, but he is very, very productive physically. He's able to do a lot of tasks. So, what better way for us, we thought, by him becoming a farmer? So, that's the start of our journey. So, when you said why, is number one is we need to find a way for him to be purposeful. So this is actually his job, is to be a farmer. And again, um this is my
Cookie, cookie, cookie.
I have a cameraman behind me. So for him to be purposeful, and also there was nothing available at the time for him.
Yes.
So really it was because enough of going to school, going to special education, but we wanted to focus on life skills. So farming is one of them, and then it became painting, it became cooking. So there was really a need for us to do something to help people like Julian.
It is very inspiring as a mom na embracing your child's strengths and also sharing it to other people who has the same concerns in their lives. It's really, it's really inspiring that you're sharing your passion or your love to your child to other people with disabilities as well. Parang you're welcoming the opportunity for them to be normal. Alam mo yun, to be not just normal, parang they could also be present in this world. So
Correct. Exactly. Exactly. And because of what we do, it became a platform for awareness that if we give them an opportunity to do something, they will actually excel and shine. Yeah.
That's great.
Agree.
So, so Miss Rachel, I want to know more about. I think our next question would be: are there fundamental difference between social and for-profit founders or type of businesses? So I think we want to educate more the people the difference or what is the um, values of being an entrepreneur compared to being a social entrepreneur.
Right. Okay, social entrepreneurship actually is from the word social, it's creating a business whereby we are addressing a problem of the society. So, social enterprises can vary between helping unwed mothers, helping the prisoners get jobs, helping underprivileged children who did not go to school, helping, in my case, helping persons with disability. It could also be helping the seniors. So there are, in our society right now, there are so many things that we have to address. So when you say you are a social entrepreneur, it goes to show that you are helping the minority of the population, the society, or not even minority. Like, for example, you want to help certain sector of the agriculture people, the farmers, that those are also the social entrepreneurs and social enterprises. So I think for a country like the Philippines, it is imperative for people to help one another. And we can only do this by empowering these groups in the society to become a part of the business. So, as a social entrepreneur, you create opportunities for them to, number one, have skills, and secondly, find employment. It's very difficult for people to find jobs because of skills. We have to find a way to provide them with skills so that we are able to help them. Education is power, you know. Is if we find a lot of these things that we can learn, we can perfect, we can be good at, we can really become effective participants in the society. So to answer your question, social enterprises are about helping people, but we are not charity. We also have to be sustainable. So this is I would say this is the challenge, because we're very small. It's usually when you become a social enterprise, like for me, for example, you just feel like there is a certain void in the society that needs to be filled. So from your heart, as for myself, because of my son, Julian, I just thought that it would be a good idea if people like Julian, families like me, will find the opportunity and potential and a possibility to give them the purpose. Our tagline is fun and purpose. So they have the ability to have fun, and they can also have the ability to have purpose in life. So yeah. So as for my part, I became a social entrepreneur to give purpose or employment to people with disabilities. But the challenge is the skills. We have to perfect the skills. We have to have very good product. And at the same time, because we're very small, we have to have good following from people, from clients who believe in what we do. So that's the challenge of social entrepreneurs. To compare that with the regular businesses are there as to make money. You know,
Yes.
it's
Like all
really
revenue. Yeah.
all revenue to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. Is really, there's nothing wrong with that. But as long as the company is making money and helping also on the side, it is also good. And this is where they come in as supporters for, they call it corporate social responsibility. That is also fine. So this is when corporates and social enterprises like us can work together with corporates who have CSR programs. Yeah.
Correct, correct. As a social entrepreneur, you mentioned about radiating the skills of your employees. So, do you have some challenges when you try to train your people? O parang how they will be able to understand how to create the product. For example, if you're a social, like for example, for Julian's, you do coffee. It's a coffee shop. So, is it a hard job on your end to build the skills of the deaf, the mute, and of those with
A
disabilities?
high, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. People with autism who are high functioning. Okay, as a social entrepreneur, you will not be a social entrepreneur if first and foremost you have no heart for it. It's the
correct.
compassion. So
Yeah,
the challenge is really, um, how do we impart the skills? How do we impart this knowledge, but still being compassionate to their ability to pick up this skill. So it is challenging because of the communication skills, and don't forget we are all unique in our own ways, right? We are
agree.
all unique, so we don't express things differently. So from our part, number one, we have to be compassionate. Number two, we have to be very sensitive also. Number three, we have to have really the time to be patient,
Correct.
and time to nurture, time to understand. Social To become a social entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart. It is very easy to give up, but when you are determined to make a difference, to make an impact for the lives of others, then you will not stop. You will not stop. You carry on, and it's all about the belief in what you do. Yeah.
Totally agree, Tita Rachel. Just to add a question about the CSR system, is there a qualification for you whenever you partner with a certain conglomerate or a certain CSR or with a company with a CSR? Do you have a specific requirement that they also have this kind of morals or ethics before you partner with them?
Correct. That is so true. So all it's a requirement now for companies to have CSR. So you also have to, before you approach a company, you have to study their CSR program, because some companies espouse education, companies they want to help with, for example, alleviating poverty. Some companies would like to work with people in the environment. So it's very important to see which companies are you aligned with. So it
Yes.
is, before you approach them, you try to see what are they advocating, and then you propose. We have been very fortunate that one of the companies who are partnering with us is Globe Telecom. Globe, they are into helping the people with disabilities. They are also into advocating for planting trees. They love projects that has something to do with the environment, and that's how we identify them, or would rather, if you approach them and you are aligned with their program, a CSR, then they will partner with you. And we have other companies as well, and they love working with social entrepreneurs who are into planting trees. Like, for example, Rotary.
Yeah.
Rotary, particularly in Singapore, they are into planting trees. So we've planted, I think, over 10,000 trees in our area at Julian's farm and Zamba Wood, and these trees are so big now, and it is a sustainable project because when you go back there, you really see the environment really lush and so beautiful. So that's part of that. And but there are so many companies who have CSR projects, and it's just a matter of identifying and approaching them, because if they believe in what you do, and of course it's also about accountability, right? So if they go there and they see that you are really taking care of the projects that you have done with them, then it's very encouraging for both parties.
Very inspiring, City Rachel. Yes.
Yeah, a very insightful and better understanding of what is social entrepreneurship. So what I understand is like entrepreneurs are usually the drivers of innovation and progress. But when it comes to social entrepreneurship, these are individuals who recognize a social problem and use the entrepreneurial principles to organize, create, manage a venture to make social change. So you can be an entrepreneur with different purpose or different advocacy. So
Right.
yeah.
So
So
true.
one
Yeah.
yeah. So one question, Miss Rachel, is how do you keep your feelings? Because as a social entrepreneur, you have to have a heart for it. But what? How do you separate your feelings? Feeling separate from decision making when it comes to business decision making.
I have to say that's very difficult. What I do is so emotional. It's really it's very emotional. So, but as I've mentioned earlier, when you're a social entrepreneur or you run a social enterprise, it is very important to make it sustainable. You are here to make sure that the business will thrive, will grow, will carry on, So making decisions is like we have to be very insightful. Like, is this endeavor going to work for everybody? Because we also want to make sure that the people we employ will have employment. And at the same time, if we are able to do that, we also want to remain in business for a long, long time. So decisions are very important in the sense that as the driver of the company, you got to make sure that you are going in the right direction for survival, and not even survival, but to flourish, for the company to flourish, because that is our desire, is for the company to scale. We cannot measure impact if we don't scale. So we started in Zambales and we are now here in Manila. And God willing, after the pandemic, we will go somewhere else. We do not stop innovating. We do not stop innovating. This pandemic has allowed us to really challenge our creativity to the max. We are pivoting in so many ways because we cannot give up. Really, we cannot give up. I mean, we pray every day for resilience, for courage, for determination to carry on. So thank God He is there guiding us, hopefully through this pandemic, which will hopefully end soon. So yeah, it's all not only emotion, but you need to have a lot of financial insight to carry this through. But at this time, it is quite different because we are all suffering financially. We are all we all have those challenges, and we just don't know how we are going to survive it. But we are carrying through.
Since you're speaking about the pivots in the pandemic right now, um, we me and Jessica knows Miss Rachel actually so much of all of her endeavors, but we want to share what was your pivot since the pandemic happened. How did you shifted from Julian as the farmer, Julian the Zamba Wood, to Julian Coffee Spot, and now Julian the Grocer. Like we want to hear from you from how what makes you change, not really change, but what challenges you to make this decision to pivot to a business that is correlated with each other naman, right? And
Right.
what's
Yeah.
the what's the strategy of Miss Rachel Harrison about this?
When challenges like this happens, it's almost like, oh, it's gonna rain. Where are we gonna go? To the left or to the right? You have to
Yeah.
find a way. You have to find a way. Like, saan tayo sisilong? Ay, may puno doon. Doon tayo. You know, we are just following our noses as an expression, right? We don't really know what we are doing, but when we see opportunities, it's like parang nung when the pandemic happened, everyone they were all in their apartments, and of course, everybody has to eat, and we found this opportunity to help the Benguet farmers through ABS-CBN Foundation because they're coordinating with the cooperatives in the farmers in Benguet. So we were able to help because at the end of the day, we have to find opportunities to help other people. And the farmers in Benguet, they're so far away. The transport, the hauling part is quite expensive. It's very difficult to compete with the nearby farmers around like Nueva Ecija and Quezon. They're just nearby here, right? So we found it in from our own good heart that why don't we find a way during this the lockdown, because people have to eat anyway. So we found
Yes.
the opportunity to find to help the farmers, and then after helping the farmers, people started to realize that planting their own food is actually very useful, and not to mention therapeutic. And
Yes.
so we said, hey, we all actually have Julian's farm in Zambales. So we can actually do that. So since everyone is cooking now, so why don't we um, introduce planting in their own kitchen? We started with edible kitchen with herbs, and so they can take care of the plants and they can use it in their own cooking. So that's how really we started the Julian, the urban farmer. So we have the grocer who is selling food, and then we have Julian, the urban farmer. And from encouraging or inspiring the people to plant their own food,
Yes.
we thought some people naman they want to have something that beautifies their home. So we are now doing succulents and cactus, and to
Yeah, I
our
can see from your
amazement,
background.
yeah, to our amazement, there are so many people who are into caring. I think the idea of carrying living things like plants is therapeutic.
It
Being
is.
in nature, we might not be able to go out of our apartments to be in nature, but if you are caring for small pots in your home, that's already your way of being in touch with nature. So we're so amazed that people
Yes.
are really into that. So it's good for the mind, it's good to be connected to nature. So it's two into one. Dami naming na nagagawa because of this. So we are still exploring a lot of possibilities, but I think we would like to focus on the garden store, because we saw the need for people to touch the soil. Touching the soil, touching Mother Earth is very therapeutic itself. So, caring for plants in the home is good for the mind. And at this time, we have to nurture not only our physical, but more especially our mental health and our spiritual health. So, yeah,
Yes.
so we are coming up with really exciting products with Julian the Urban Farmer. We are going to launch this fabulous soil that will help each and every one make planting easy, because planting is kind of challenging, huh?
It
But
is.
if you start with a good soil, half of the battle is panalo na.
Pero,
50% okay na, right?
pero
So
how
kasi
would you know if it's a good soil? Like, like for example, I am such a urban girl. I don't know what a soil is. Like a soil is like look like someone. How will you differentiate a good soil from a so-so soil?
Okay.
Parang what can be a
Uh-huh.
factor?
Right. Okay. Soil is actually just lupa, right?
Yes.
So, it also depends where is the location. So they some places have a lot of nutrients. Some people have very, very limited nutrients. So you need to recondition the soil. No,
Mm,
it's not because there is lupa, you plant and it will grow. Yeah. So there is such a thing as soil reconditioning. So this one, like people would say, oh, let me plant. Ay, hindi tumubo. Siguro hindi na diligan. Dilig naman ako ng dilig. But something went wrong, right? So it's like with everything. If you get a seed, you plant it, yeah? If the soil is excellent, it's gonna grow so fast and really healthy. But if the soil is not good, naku napandak, hindi na nag-grow, right?
yes.
Ano. But actually, when you plant, you choose your soil, meaning to say you recondition it with nutrients, then that's half of the battle. Magtanim ka, wag ka na magtanim pag hindi maganda yung soil mo. This is the reason why we were determined to help people because hindi naman din maganda yung nagtanim ka tapos namatay. Oh, bakit ganon, right? Nakaka-frustrate din. So we said, for people to be successful with planting, we really have to give them the right tools. Ano nga ba yun? It's the soil. And Cher, you ask, what is a soil, right? Okay. Actually, the one that we are going to introduce
Wow, exciting.
is a magical soil.
Wow.
It's soilless. It's no soil. Actually, we just say soil because you plant you plant it there in the pot. But
Yeah.
in reality, it's all nutrients. Mukha lang siyang soil kasi maitim. Pero
Oh,
actually,
fascinating.
wala siyang lupa. So that's why pag tinanong mo yon, it's up to 1 year. Dilig-diligan mo na lang. Spray-spray mo lang. Lusog-lusog naman ang aking plant. You know how fantastic is that? Diba? If we can empower everyone to have this soil, lahat na. Oh my God, lahat. And it's for everything. It's for edible plants, it's for ornamental plants, lahat mamumulaklak, lahat magiging berde, lahat mamumunga. So we're very, very excited with this new product of ours, which we will launch next week. I
Very,
can't tell
very
you about it yet.
haven't.
We are trademarking it. We're trademarking it just to to encourage people that meron na palang produktong ganito, and it's really, I'm very proud of this collaboration because it's organic, it's all natural, it's just a very much nicer than composting. But of course, you can also, speaking of composting, you can also make your own food nutrients at home by composting, right? So
That's
madali din
interesting.
lang yan, madali din lang. I mean, just have to learn. You nowadays, wala ka ng rason, hindi mo alam eh. Andyan si University of YouTube.
So
At ESME.
that's very exciting to see, especially right now. Yeah, like you mentioned, urban gardening is like nagiging trend na. Even myself, I'm getting into urban gardening or having plants and filling my house with plants na, and it's really therapeutic. But not everyone had a green thumb. So like
Right.
me, like it's very saddening pag namamatayan ako ng halaman, but hearing that there would be a product like a soil, it's good to know na sa lupa lang pala yun. Sometimes familiar with, if you're a starter in gardening, akala ko like lack of sunlight lang or like hindi ko
Right.
nadidiligan. But learning that it's the nutrients on the soil, and I'm very excited to have it. Definitely will order so that I could
Please.
make
Yeah,
my
but that's
plants
but
healthier.
yeah, but just to add a point, okay? Sunlight is also very important.
Yes,
Mahalaga rin ang sun, okay? So if you are able to have a sunny part of your window or your home, that's also very useful. Yeah.
Right. So mga plantito at saka plantita, watch out for the magic soil.
Correct. Exactly. It's a magic sauce. That's a magic formula.
Medyo na-excite kami ni Jeka. We've been inclined to the agriculture topics recently. And having you said that you have this magic soil, this is very exciting. And I think, like Jeka said, yung mga plantito and plantita, they'll be like, oh, I want that because
Correct.
I don't have the patience and such. And I feel a lot of people resonates somehow.
Exactly. And this
So
is the
yeah, that's
reason why
great.
we really, I said, useless tong ginagawa natin, plant tayo ng plant kung hindi natin bibigyan sila ng magandang produkto to make it really grow. Riba? So, eto na, malapit na. Launching next week.
Thank you,
Excited.
Tita Rachel, for envisioning that problem and now creating the solution for everybody who resonates. Now we need that magic
Yeah.
oil.
You know why? Because I can actually visualize us becoming a green city. Kaya
Yeah, that would
natin
be
to eh.
great.
Yeah, kaya natin to talaga. Kaya natin to. So, malapit na. Can you imagine everyone has gulay in their balcony, kamatis, sibuyas, garlic,
Yes,
So, it would really be fun. Yeah. And also we have the ternati, which is a purple flower. Put it in
Yes.
your put it in your tea or in your rice or boil it in your water and it becomes very interesting like blue water or some leaves in your tea. We're creating a lifestyle. It's all natural lifestyle, and I think what this pandemic has done to us is really to rethink how we are living.
Exactly.
In the beginning, para bang naiilang ka na, parang tagal naman nito sa bahay. Ngayon, ayaw na nating lumabas. I don't know if
yes,
you're like, I don't know if you're like me. Para bang, ay, naku, God, lalabas na naman ako. I don't want to go out because you're just happy in your own cocoon. You're happy in your oasis. But of course, we still have to go to do things, but not as often as 80% of your time or 70% of your time na sa labas ka, matutulog ka lang. Ngayon, we can actually stay home, do our gardening, do our cooking, do our cleaning. Lahat na tayo nakapag-ayos, nakapagtapon.
agree, Tita
Yeah.
Rachel. But as an entrepreneur, ano yung pinaka-favorite aspect mo being one? Parang of all the things you've been able to handle, of all the challenges, of all the things you've seen in the past, what's your favorite aspect of all this?
All right. Okay. One thing in me, and I think it should go with everybody, is you must do what you love. So
Agree.
everything that I do really comes with so much enthusiasm and so much passion. And but don't get me wrong, okay? I have my bad moments also. I really have my bad moments, and I have my challenges, and I have my times when I really have to give up. And this is when my spirituality comes in because we have to allow ourselves to be depressed. I don't know if depression is the right word, but to be sad, to be down. But it doesn't mean we cannot get up. So, in everything, imposible namang masaya tayo 24/7, right? So, but what is the saving grace for me is even inis na inis ako minsan, there are times in my life na so challenging. At the end of the day, I love what I do. And this is really what sustains me, I think. Yeah. So, pag gusto mo yung ginagawa mo, hindi ka napapagod. Hindi mo napapansin ang oras. Sige ka ng sige. And it's like play. For me, when I work, I'm like going to my playground. It's true. I really love what I do. So, the most part of doing what I do is number one, I love what I do. Number two, I enjoy seeing people happy. One is I enjoy seeing our employees happy because may purpose din sila. meron din silang ginagawa, and people have given them the opportunity to do something. Maniwala ka, yung ibang mga parents ng mga PWD umiiyak. Salamat sa pagbigay ng pagkakataon sa mga anak nila na otherwise hindi makakakuha ng trabaho. So for me, this is very fulfilling, very, very fulfilling for me. Number three, I'm very happy also to see our clients who love what we do. They're very inspired. Of course, what we do is kind of beautiful also, like it's very creative what we do. But when they come to our place and they see what we do, nai-inspire din sila, naliligayahan din sila that people like us have come up with businesses like this. So, in fact, when our coffee shop in Poblacion, no, unfortunately, we have to close that, but we're opening a new one. It became a tourist destination because it's a social enterprise in Poblacion, and they are so curious and they're so happy, and they actually want to be a witness to see that PWD can work. So excited sila doon papasok because they're very excited to do sign language. They're excited to, they're excited to be part of what we do. So in that sense, that is how I measure our impact, is they recommend us to their friends. They tell people that we exist. So for me, that's very fulfilling. That's really, really one of the rewards as a social entrepreneur. That's a reward for me, to see everyone happy, to see people working in harmony, and us being integrated and accepted in the community.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Rachel. I really admire a mindset, and I'm learning so much from it. When it comes to how you see every challenges and opportunities, I can tell that you're really driven by your passion, purpose, and passion to help people. So I guess my next question is, like, I think it's a bit more personal, but a lot of people are experiencing this right now, especially with what's happening around us, like with the crisis. So my question is, what is your greatest fear, and how do you manage fear?
That's my greatest fear. Okay. This is kind of difficult to understand, but I try not to live with fear. I think I don't like the word fear. I would like to say challenge. Is there are some situations that might be concerning, but if you think clearly of the problem, I am a believer that all problems have a solution. So there is no problem that you cannot solve, but it's a mindset. You have to open your mind into believing that you can really overcome everything. So the challenge right now, if I may say, is really, how do we survive this pandemic? And remain in the game. Kasi kaya naman natin eh. Kaya naman natin. But as with everything, we all fall, but we have to keep on getting up. We just have to get up. It's our choice if we want to get up or not. But we have to get up. Like, it's not only this pandemic. There will be other situations in the future. And we have to keep on getting up again. We live one day at a time. And this is when believing in God comes in. Things in life happen for a reason. And sometimes you don't understand it now. But when you look back, kaya pala nangyari yon. Kasi it taught you how to be stronger. All the lessons in life are learned to make you stronger, to really, really make you stronger. So when you are in the midst of of something. When one door closes, another brighter door opens, but it's just a matter of believing in it. And this is when you have to rely on a higher being, on our source. There is an energy here which really takes care of us. And He is there lighting our path, but we have to give it all, complete surrender, and fear disappears. You sleep in peace and harmony at night because just believing that the following day you wake up is enough. The I think the one that is very important to realize is when you have gratefulness in your heart, everything that's in front of you is a gift. When that happens, there's no fear. You know, like just believe that God is with you in your heart. You are one with Him, one with the universe. Then there's no fear. We can overcome everything.
Super agree, Tita Risha. That was beautiful, actually. Um, I just want to correlate since our topic for today is doing good is good business. Do you believe that being a good person, being having a good mindset or inspiration while you're doing your business is a good strategy for any entrepreneurs out there? Baka kasi we will be able to inspire people who are also wanting to move forward about social entrepreneurship. Maybe they have a community they want to tap to. Maybe they have their own family they want to enrich their lives and such. Um, Siguro what's your message to people who want to do social entrepreneurship and how doing good is a good business?
Right. I love that. Doing good is good business. Um, First of all, I think when we think of doing something, we must always think of helping others. Doing business just to make money is not going to work. It might work by giving you a lot of money, but inside you, as for your reward, it's more rewarding if you know in your heart that you will be able to help so many people when you are doing something as for the business. And I think when people decide on to do something, they must think like, how am I going to help people with this business? Because when you help people, when you touch people's lives and you make impact, believe it or not, the money follows.
Yes.
The money follows, okay? And but more importantly, also, when you do things with integrity, with sincerity, with honesty, doing everything like how it should be done, you know, honestly is all I can really relate to you. The money will come. Don't rush in seeing the money,
Yes.
because when you are doing something good to the environment, to human being, to the universe, it comes back to you a thousandfold. So this is really a, a guide that when you do something, try to do for the sake of helping other people. Yes, there is huge, huge benefit in doing good business and in then doing good to others. Yeah.
Thank you, Tita. That's
Thank you for
very beautiful. Very beautiful. All of your words strikes us like, oh, we're very inspired.
Thank you.
We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate sharing your viewpoint and advices. But Miss Rachel, I want to ask, was there a special moment that you remember? Like you've mentioned all your mission and your vision, your purpose, why you're doing this. Was there a specific moment that you can remember? Like, yes, this is I'm already achieving my mission? And then is there a specific moment or story?
Like your
Uh,
peak times.
Right. It's very nice. It's very nice to hear. But seriously, I'm a work in progress. I think until the day I die, I will not call myself successful. There's always something to do, and I will forever be striving to improve myself. To really, there's every day there's something to learn.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, whether it's a skill, whether, there's always something to learn. So I wish I could say there is a moment when I can say I have achieved my mission and vision. But I think until the day I die, I will always be looking at the North Star, following my calling, and helping people as much as I can, one person at a time. One person at a time. So as long as there are things to do that will be impactful to people who can help them in any way we can. I'm very
Mhm.
small, but I try my best. I do try to be kind to people. I think that's the most important, is make people feel your kindness and your sincerity, your compassion, your dedication, and everything follows. Yeah. Yes.
Again, very beautiful.
I think our country really needs more social entrepreneurs like you.
Oh, yes.
Given all the problems in our country, not only with this pandemic, and of course, like in technology, healthcare, and other social issues of our country, we really need more entrepreneurs. But Miss Rachel, we would like to know, like, what do you think the government or the society can do to encourage more social entrepreneurs like you?
Okay. As um as for the government, I think it would be good if they recognize, right, that there are so many people who are in need of their support. Whether it's the skills training. Skills training is very, very important. Without skills, we cannot find work. So to provide people with skills, and then the social entrepreneurs will be able to identify which of those people they will be able to provide jobs. So I think the government should devote time in really, I think it's starting now.
Yes, they are.
I'm happy to say that TESDA, for example, they're very much into giving skills to people. So, with that, I can say that the government is doing their part, and if they can just sustain that mission to keep on helping people, providing skills, and not only youth, huh? You're talking of out of school youth. You're talking about for mothers, for farmers, for especially for construction workers.
Yes.
We used to live in Switzerland, and amazing. When you say you're a tiler, you're a perfect tiler. When you say you're a plumber, you're a perfect plumber. When you
You're an
say you do this, like very, very specific. Yeah, here, of course, there are so many people who are already very trained, but we can train some more because we need so many, especially in the construction business. No, ang dami nating pwedeng tulungan. And what better way? Because you see, tayo rin ang makikinabang. Because when we train them, can you imagine? They give us with excellent output, excellent work. So tayo rin ang makikinabang. So yeah, that's how the government can really, really focus on getting good teachers, good training to train the people, right? And
yes.
as for the people in general, I urge you to please help social entrepreneurs because it's really a struggle. It's we would really appreciate it if people can support small businesses. Not like I'm one. but there are so many different small businesses who are trying their best. So support local, buy local, support those people who are trying to do business in Facebook, in Instagram. Let's help one another, because we can really do this. We can really do this. So as a country, there are so many ways how we can help one another. Para talagang um, kumbaga sa recipe, or kumbaga sa orchestra. Yeah, sa orchestra. We can create a beautiful music and harmony if we all try to help and support one another to be lifted up. Rise talaga. Rise tayong lahat. Yeah.
Yes, agree. Siguro for our last question, Miss Rachel, to wrap this up, doing good is good business and social entrepreneurship. We were able to understand somehow what's in essence. My last question will be: how about online learning? Do you think online learning will be a good start for any SMEs or even for social entrepreneurship? Because for us here in ESME, we really are advocates of learning, not just on your academic learning, but also on your life skills, on the skills that can find you a new job or a new career. Do you think there's a potential growth on online learning for SMEs here in the Philippines?
I think it's very timely, and I can honestly say, yes, I have been learning a lot through webinars and in the computers, and because of our limitations to going out right now, I think people should devote, honestly, I think people should actually devote time for learning. And what better way but to offer it online? So I think it's phenomenal. It's timely, it's what we need, and people need it. Really, look at what are the needs at the moment and encourage people to go online and really learn. And there is no reason now for us not to know a lot. And it's not enough to just to know one skill. You can be learning so many skills. Seriously, you can be, wala na, di ba? Ang daming,
You
walang
can be a
limit.
plumber, you can be a carpenter, you
Walang
can be a
limit
farmer.
talaga.
Yes,
Walang
agree.
limit talaga. You can be really anything. Just to add, Julian's tagline is, if Julian can. Julian is a perfect example that with determination, hard work, of course, yeah, you can be anything you want to be. You can be anything you want to be. Walang limiting belief ito. Pag tingin mo sa sarili mo, naniniwala ka na ito kaya mo, kakayanin mo. And
Agree.
really, we all have the potential to be excellent with our chosen field. And what better way but doing it through online learning? You should really, really do that. Yeah.
It was an awesome afternoon with you, Miss Rachel, and we hope we were able to inspire those people who are watching us now live, or the other people who might be watching this video in the future. From the bottom of our heart, thank you very much for guesting this in this webinar episode, and we look forward for the other ventures that you'll push, like the magic soil, um, whatever Julian can do in the future, maybe Julian the mall or
Yeah.
such. We'll see. We're very
Yeah.
excited for the growth of your companies.
I
Thank
think,
you
Miss
very
Rachel,
much.
you can invite the people to the new Julian's Coffee, kasi ako, I'm very excited. I've seen it, so I'm really excited, and I'm sure our viewers will be excited to visit Julian's Coffee spot in Poblacion as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you for again, Cher and Jessica, thank you for the opportunity you have given me to impart what has been our journey as a social entrepreneur, as my journey as a social entrepreneur, and our business as a social enterprise. So thank you very much. It's always a privilege to be able to share. I would like to invite everybody to come and visit us at Julian Hub. We call it Julian Hub because there will be so many things happening there, including Julian the Urban Farmer, where we will be selling plants and actually garden tools and garden needs in Makati. I think we are going to be one, I think, the one in Makati where you can really buy your supplies for your small garden. And above Julian Hub as well is we have Zambowood Gallery because Julian, if I may just share, has become an artist. So we are going to have his paintings exhibited at the Zambowood Gallery in Enriquez Street 5893 Enriquez in Poblacion. When the time gets better, hopefully very soon, sometime in September, I would like to welcome you both to
Yes,
our new space, yes, which is really, really exciting because, we just feel like we would like to create a vibrant atmosphere surrounded with nature, surrounded with plants, surrounded with art, and where people can spend their time outdoors. It's perfect for social distancing because it's outdoor. So, yeah, hopefully you can visit us very soon, and your televiewers can also find the time to come and see us and taste our milk tea and our coffee.
thank you, Tita Rachel. And thank you guys for watching ESME live webinar. We have this live webinar every Saturdays at 4:30. And actually coming soon, Miss Rachel Harrison will also be partnering with us, right, Miss Rachel?
Yeah, I
For
would
other
gladly.
webinars. Yes, for other webinar series that will be coming up for ESME Philippines exclusive.
And for people who watch this webinar, you can actually download a digital certificate on our website. We will post the instruction how to do it afterwards. And then please do visit our website for free courses and master classes.
All right. Once again, thank you, Miss Rachel, and thank you
Thank
guys for
you.
watching. Have
Thank
a
you.
great afternoon. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.